today I have recently gotten back into the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate scene, and I have got a lot of information about a lot of different characters, and I've been really trying to get back into it. I used to be really competitive in this game. For my credentials, I was a Smash 4 West Michigan PR player. I was the best ESS in Michigan for a long time. And then when Smash 4 came out, I was arguably a top 5 player in West Michigan, and also made the West Michigan PR before I moved out of Michigan. But now that I moved back, and due to the release of Mythra and Pyra, I have got a newfound love for Smash, and over the past three weeks, I have really gathered a lot of information, and I have a lot of opinions on this game. And I'm someone that loves having opinions, and I love ranking things. I don't know why, but I just do. So we're gonna do this. I made a tier list beforehand as a note. So in low tier, we're gonna start off with who I think is the worst character in the game, and that is Ganondorf. So it's kind of actually tough to say this because I was commentating in tournament the other day, and this player named Dr. Watts got 3rd place with Ganondorf, and it was a pretty decent sized tournament. It was an online tournament, granted, but it was 35 people, and so he got 3rd at the tournament with some pretty good players there too. And he was just destroying people, getting all the right reads, punishing people's habits, and he had to use little pieces of tech. He would do down B ledge cancel, and then direction dodge back in the stage to display some movement. And it's stuff like that that tells me Ganondorf isn't that great character. I think he's the worst character in this game. He has to win just by hard reading his opponents. He can't go into a game and have a plan set forth. Ganondorf is the one character in this entire game that can't dictate the action at all within the game. Sure, he can kill you in 5 hits, but Ganondorf shouldn't be hitting you, and his approach is so obvious and so flowcharty that it's so easy to predict it and counter it accordingly. Ganondorf is also the most edge-guardable character in this game. A lot of characters can just go out there and hit him, and he didn't get the Captain Falcon buff, where if you tech the up B, you can hit him back and he'll just die. That still happens to him. It doesn't have to happen to Captain Falcon anymore, which is a little unfortunate, but it's just how it be sometimes. I still think that in almost every level competition, Ganondorf is still a viable character. At every level competition besides top level, I think that every character in the game is viable up until every character in the game is viable up until top level. At top level, I think you have to be using at least a gatekeeper to have good results. There are some exceptions, of course, but it's just generally speaking. Also on low tier, we have, if I can find him, Little Mac. Little Mac has the worst air game in the game, obviously. He has some really nice ground game, and he also has nice mobility. He has solid tilts, he has solid smash attacks, and his ground game is really good. But there's a lot of good right ground games in this game, and his advantage state is pretty poor because he can't chase people in the air. He can still get some reads and stuff, and he has combos off his tilts, and he can be quite explosive. But Little Mac could be winning, and he just throws him off stage and he dies. There's a lot of counterplay Little Mac, and very obvious counterplay Little Mac, where it's to the point where it just doesn't work out in his favor. Honestly, I just think Little Mac needs some kind of design overhaul, because the way he is now just isn't acceptable to me. Also on low tier, we have Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario had the same problems these two have, where their recovery is so bad and their range skill is so bad, but at least Dr. Mario has a projectile, which helps him out quite a bit. Pill's a pretty decent projectile. He also has better out of shield options than both these characters, in my opinion, with up B and up smash. And his recovery is also better. It's not amazingly better, but it's slightly better than these two. But Dog's advantage state is so bad. The only character he has any sort of advantage on is Incinerator, and because Incinerator is the only character in the game that has worse physics than Doc. Yeah, Doc doesn't do too much. He can gimp people with the down B, which is a pretty ridiculous skill move. And of course the back animation is classic. But I just don't think Doc is anywhere near like a regular character right now. Also in low tier, some people are probably gonna hate me for this one, but or I disagree. But I think Donkey Kong's a low tier character. Yeah, when Donkey Kong hits you, it's crazy. Like dash attack, back air, or dash attack forward air, or down throw you off, like cargo throw you off the stage. Like yeah, once he gets a hit, he's crazy. But you can say that about 90% of characters in this game. When almost every character in this game gets a hit, it's insane. The same goes for Donkey Kong. But the difference with Donkey Kong is that his approach is either going to be back air, or it's going to be dash attack, or he's going to mix it up with grab. But his dash grab but his dash attack isn't that great. Like it's a good combo dash attack, but it's not safe. And it's kind of slow for what it is, at least. Also, with your hit Donkey Kong, he might have the worst disadvantage state in the game. At least when he's above you, he can't land. He also has a really edge guardable recovery. Like if you have a downer spike, you can just spike DK for free, and you can't do anything about it. I think Donkey Kong's really bad. He just you could combo him for days, and sometimes Donkey Kong can struggle to kill. Like he struggle to kill because he doesn't have any true kill confirms aside from cargo throw up air on platform. Granted, like these characters below him don't really have any kill confirms either, besides like Doc, Pill, and Little Mac down tilt, but still. I think those are the only 4 low tier characters in the game. I think the average character in Ultimate is so good comparatively to other Smash games. So we're gonna move on to low mid tier. And the first character I want to talk about is Isabel. I don't know if I mentioned this yet. These are slightly ordered, so I guess technically I think Isabel's a bottom 5 character. But Isabel is easily the worst owner in this game. She's just budget villager. So she has slingshot, and she has pocket, and she can do some nice ledge traps with the down B and her fishing rod. But it's just not enough. She's also light. She's also extremely light. And she doesn't have a good off me option. She has no offense whatsoever. That's fine. Defensive characters aren't supposed to have offense, but she doesn't have that second gear where she can flip the switch and suddenly be on offense, which is very important for projectile characters to have that one burst move. And Isabel just doesn't have that. Moving on, I have King Dedede is pretty good. So online, I think people's opinion is jaded. DDD online is pretty good. Like he's probably high tier. But offline DDD sucks. Gordos suck, you can just hit him back. He's fat, so his disadvantage state isn't quite as bad as Donkey Kong, so he has more jumps, but it's still pretty bad. He has a decent recovery, so it's hard. It can be sometimes hard to hedge guard him. But even then, you can still do it. And his hammer attacks are so slow and don't cover enough space to really be worth it. Like yeah, he can kill you with down smash ledge trap at like 50, but that's on you for getting caught in that ledge trap. Like these characters have stuff like Isabel, King Diddy have stuff. Like even the least low tier characters have things, but it's you gotta weigh them against every character in the cast, and that's why I think he's low tier. Now next up I have Incineroar. If Incineroar had any sort of speed, he would be high tier at least. This character has combos for days, and he has the worst physics in the game, which is kind of insane. But if he had any sort of speed, he could land better, he could move better, he could recover better. It's not his character's recovery that I have qualms with. It's just this character just is so slow that he has a Ganondorf effect. Except when Incineroar hits you, it actually does stuff. When Ganondorf hits you, he just sends you over there. Like all Ganondorf has is knockback. At least Incineroar has combos and an advantage state. Alright. Revenge is pretty good, but once again, you can just grab Revenge. If you couldn't grab Revenge, like he could be mid tier, but you can. Moving on, we have Piranha Plant next. Piranha Plant is a joke character for a reason, guys. Like this character just does not have a cohesive kit. Like he has special moves which are good. He has no good drown moves. Besides maybe down tilt, which could the combos afford are at like 0. His aerials are slow. They don't do anything. His backer is the worst back outside Little Mac. It's the worst backer in the game. It's still decent though, because all backers in Ultimate are pretty good. And he's just, all this character does is just use Patui. And if you can get around Patui, then you just beat the matchup. And every character in this game can get around Patui besides like Ganondorf. Alright. And the last character in low mid, I think, is King K. Rool. I might be sleeping on King K. Rool a little bit. But even then, this character is still fat, so you can juggle him forever. His advantage isn't as bad as these other Kirby's because he has armor. And the recovery is actually better. At least to a certain extent because of the hitbox above the hover. He's still slow. He doesn't have any grab combos. He doesn't have any tilt combos. Like all this character does is just use side B. And once you get around side B, this character gets really easy just to beat. And the trick is once he throws it out, you just grab him, and once the crown comes back, you just throw him, and then he has throw invincibility. Alright, moving on to mid tier, we have Ridley first. God, where is Ridley? There he is. So, my thing with Ridley, which puts him like over these characters, is he has speed. And speed is so important to me. Being fast matters a lot in this game. Because being able to be evasive and be aggressive whenever you want to be is so important. Character has combos, with like down tilt and stuff. He doesn't have any throw combos, which kind of sucks. But he has a command grab. He is big, and he isn't very heavy, so he's just combo proof days. And his advantage state his disadvantage state and advantage state aren't great. But he still has stuff. Like I think he has more stuff than all these characters below him. If I have Kirby, if Kirby had any sort of aim ability, he'd be so good. But he doesn't, because he has great ground game, he has great aerials, and he can steal other characters' neutral bees. And there's a lot of good neutral bees in this game. Like he could get Monado Arts or T-Jolt or Bite or even right here. Like if he could get Patui, that'd be insane. But he's still so stubby. All those kind of characters outrange him. It's just hard for him to get in because he's just so linear. Move on to Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. has no defensive game because his projectiles are awful, so he's just forced to come in. And Clone Car is pretty easy to beat. Like you can just throw a projectile at it and it'll just stop. He's just not very good. He has stuff. If he connects a Clown Car, that's like a 50% combo. But that's a lot of characters in this game. A lot of characters land one hit and he gets 50% off it pretty easily. Bowser Jr.'s recovery also isn't that great, but he does get side B back. Side B back, so you gotta remember that. If he has stuff. Like these characters that have stuff. And you think about it, like, oh, he's not pretty good, but then you remember all the other characters above him who are also really good. Like, ah, man, that's just ultimate. Next up I have Simon. The Belmonts are together, by the way. Just, I will make a discretion. Or I will point out if the Echo Fighter is separated, which I don't think Simon is. Simon and Victor have any differences. His projectiles are just so decent, and he has so many of them, but you just know what he's gonna do. Like his recovery sucks, and so you just him on stage and he dies. Recovery isn't very good. His projectiles are good, but he's kind of slow. He doesn't really have any combos. And his ledge trapping is decent, but all you do is just wait for the fire to go out and just get up. Like it's just easy to get around his stuff. Next up, I have Me Gunner. If I can find her. They're in the middle, yeah. Me Gunner. Why can't I find the Me's? What is wrong with me? Like crazier, the Me's not here. Meta Knight, Mewtwo, Mr. Game Watch. Okay, so the Me's aren't here. I don't see them. So pretend that Me Gunner and Me Sword Fighter would be right here. What I have to say about them is that Me Gunner is a decent position. Oh wait, I see them. They're right here. Why are they up here? It's so weird. Anyway, so Me Gunner has good zoning. between forwarder and then rockets and the grenades and charge shot. So some don't run charge shot. They have a pretty good auto shield option in that 1-up-B. It can be pretty honest actually playing them. It's just Mii Gunner doesn't kill. Like unless they really get like an up smash rate or something, get like a forward smash rate or something. This character just doesn't kill at all. Which is why I think Mii's Sword Fighter is a bit slightly better than him. Mii's Sword Fighter has all the zoning that Mii Gunner has, and it has a kill confirm tornado, and so therefore he's slightly better. Having a kill confirm in this pack matters a lot. And tornado is just such an easy one to land. Next up is Mewtwo. Mewtwo has some good stuff. He has Disable as a kill confirm to forward air. Not Disable, I mean Confusion. It's Confusion. Beside B. He has good mobility. Mobility matters a lot, and Mewtwo's probably the most mobile character we've gone over. We've seen like B reverses and just how fast he is. But this is how the character plays the game. He uses Shadow Ball and runs behind it, and that's all. And that's not good enough. He's decent, but he doesn't have anything outside just using Shadow Ball. Next up, Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers have some stuff in this game, and if maybe like 8 years from now, when Ice Climbers like are fully mastered, they'll be top tier. But right now, it's just too easy to separate them, and it's too easy for the Ice Climbers to mess up. They're also pretty light. They're also pretty easy to edge guard. I just don't think Ice Climbers do much of anything. Like, yeah, once they get a hit, it's insane. But once again, that's almost every character in this game. Once almost every character in the game gets a hit, it's insane. Because that's just how Ultimate is. Alright, next up, Pit. Pit is just so mediocre. Like, Pit has nothing that lets him stand out. Dark Pit's right next to him, by the way. They're fine. You can make them work. But there's nothing, like, standing out about them. Because I think they're side Bs. Like, their arrows are decent, and their side Bs are decent. But other than that, they really don't have anything that makes them stand out from the rest of the cast. Like, they have decent edge guarding, decent advanced state, decent understand state. They just don't stand out. Alright, moving on to high mid tier. We're going to start off with Meta Knight. Meta Knight, for the sole reason, is that he can just dash attack you up area 4 times until he's Tornado. That's all. That's all the character has, and that's why he's up here. He's a great counter pick character because like, he wins like 2 top tier matchups against like Peach and Palutena. But that's all this character has going for him. He has Sword, and he has decent camping because he's mobile. He has 5 jumps. He has a good recovery. But if you just can't get, like, this character just doesn't get in very well and kind of stubby even with his sword. And once your opponent's just outside of the dash attack windows, then it has a really hard time just doing anything after that. Next up, Villager. You know Villager is a way better character than Isabel, in my opinion. He's still very obvious. He just forward airs and uses Void Rocker. The fact that Void Rocker goes horizontal, by the way, instead of vertical like Isabel, makes a loaded difference. Because it just gives him one more option to go forward. Like, Villager's kit is just overall just better than Isabel's. Who Villager is, like, he was a high tier character at the end of Smash 4. And he just didn't change at all between games, and then he got power crept by the rest of the cast. Like, he's still decent, and he still has stuff. But Villager, it just got power crept. Next to Lucario, I think Lucario is decent. I think Lucario could be high tier. But characters kill so early in this game that aura just doesn't matter as much as it used to. Like, well, yeah, if you live, aura is insane. You can just get so much mileage off it. But Lucario's inconsistent. Like, being inconsistent kind of sucks, and all these characters I've mentioned have some sort of inconsistency that makes them flawed characters. Except for like Pit, but his inconsistency is that he has nothing. That he has no supreme advantage. Lucario is inconsistent because he just doesn't do anything until he gets 100%. All right, next up I have Zelda. Zelda's a good zoner. She has down B, which helps her a lot. Her flame is pretty good. She has one of the best uppers in the game, in my opinion. She has up B shield. Like, I think her zoning is more impressive than Villager's and Simon's and Isabel's, but you can still get around it pretty easily. Like, online has made Zelda a lot better than she actually is, in my opinion. But with offline, it's so much easier to react to like Neighbor's Love and Phantom Knight and Uppy as well. Alright, moving on, we got Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's pretty insane. She could be high tier. It's just she's still so light and so floaty. It's just and she really just looks for the one hit. Like getting their rest is pretty nasty. It's still so hard to land, right? She just gets kept out. Okay, next up I have Luigi. Yeah, if Luigi grabs you, yeah, it's insane. But you know he's gonna grab. You know he's gonna shoot fireballs. The recovery, I don't think the recovery is as bad as people say it is, but you can still edge guard it fairly well. But yeah, like he has stuff, and maybe I'm underrating Luigi a little bit here, but I don't think Luigi is as good as people make him out to be. Next up, Byleth. I think Byleth is one of the most underrated characters in the game. I think people think, where is Byleth? Yeah, she's down here. I think they put female Byleth for perspective. Okay, Byleth. I think Byleth, like I said, Byleth is one of the most underrated characters in the game. For the fact, I think a lot of people put her down here, but Byleth has range. She has kill power, and she has combos, and she has a good recovery. Like the fact that she has range, and she can keep Luigi out, she can keep Jigglypuff out, she can keep Lucario out, she can keep Pit out, she can keep Mewtwo out, she can keep Kirby out, she can keep Rippy out, she can keep all these bottom tiers out. Like she's still solid. I think she's pretty good. Like she's not incredible, but I think this character isn't as bad as people say she is. Next up, it does suck for Violet that she has two useless moves and neutral special and down special, but the her kit isn't really complete. But you know, it is what it is sometimes. Next up, Marth. Marth. So Marth is so weird because he could get an F smash at 40 and just pop off, or he could just not kill you until like 180 with a weak back air. Like it's so inconsistent. Like if Marth players don't get rewarded for spacing because it's just so hard to do in this game because every character is so fast. Like I think Marth can just space out all the characters pretty well, but he's just not gonna kill too much, right? And I think Marth's game plan is pretty obvious, and he's not as consistent as Lucina is, so that's why he's all the way down here. What's up, Banjo? I think Banjo is one of the most linear game plans in this entire game. He's just gonna bomb and just use that. That's his entire game plan. Like yeah, like with Wonder Wing, he's a high tier character. But once he's out of Wonder Wings, or once you start punching Wonder Wing, he's down here. I think it's pretty obvious what he wants to do. Pretty comboable. I just don't think he has much going for him. Except Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer is so lame, and then she down Bs, and then she deals dummy damage. But her hitboxes aren't great. She has to pretty much play the ledge the whole game. Kind of like Banjo does, but I think she does it plenty better than Banjo. And also having down B is a way better win condition than Wonder Wing, in my opinion. Deep breathing, rather. And also, she just gets hit too much, I feel like, for how evasive she wants to be. Same thing for Banjo. Like I think they suffer from the same problems. We got on the high tier. First character I want to talk about is Bayonetta. So Bayonetta deals damage, right? She gets her afterburner kicks, her witch twist, her back air, her neutral air, her forward airs, her up airs. Yeah, he's gonna combo you do 50%, at least 50 every time she touches you. But the inconsistency comes from how does Kirby kill? She has to land a back air, which doesn't go like 130, like from the battlefield platform. Also, the back air hitbox is so small. Like it's the very tip where the sweet spot is. She can edge guard fairly well, yeah. But her recovery is decent. And she has Witch Time, but Witch Time is so neutered in this game that it's just so hard to land sometimes. Next up, the last Me Brawler. Me Brawler has some stuff. He has some combos. He has discount flip kick. He has some kill combos. But he's a bit too stubby. His game plan, like him being like fast, helps him quite a bit, so he can be a bit more base if he wants to. But then again, it just isn't enough. Okay. Next up, I have Robin. That's not your Victor. Robin. Robin has great Levin Sword and Homes. Once he runs out of that stuff, he just kind of sucks. Like, he has Arc Fire, Arc Ledge, which is really strong. Probably the second best, probably a top 3 ledge trapping tool in this entire game. Like, he's really, like, Robin's really cool. I love Robin. I think Robin's Robin's one of my favorite characters in this entire game. But his inconsistencies are just too blatant to really give him too much higher than what he is. Minecraft Steve, I might be underrating Minecraft Steve a little bit here, though some people think Minecraft Steve is all down here. Steve Steve has a great defensive game plan because of Mine. He can just get Diamond, and Diamond is a win condition, right? He has Minecart, a great projectile. He has combos. Like, I think once his character is fleshed out more, he could be top tier. It's just that hasn't happened yet, and his entire meta has been online too. Alright. Next up, Toon Link. Toon Link's fast. He has good combos. So once again, I feel like he just gets hit too much for what he is. And his projectiles are just really inferior to their length, in my opinion. Next up, Hero. So I have a theory about Hero where everything could go right and he could be top tier, but everything can also go wrong and then he could be like down here. So it's just kind of averages out. However, Bounce is insane to me. Bounce like literally just cancels out. When Hero has Bounce, he's winning every projectile match in this entire game. Like it's kind of insane. He also can get buffs through Accelerate and Psych Up and Oops, which is kind of insane. He has Magic Burst, which is insane. His Neutral B and Side B are also really good. It's just all of everything else is just mediocre. That's why he has to really over rely on spells. And so that's why he plays kind of slow. So, kind of sucks. Next up, Duck Hunt. I don't think Duck Hunt does enough, to be honest. Like, he has Clay Pigeon, which is pretty good. He doesn't kill. He keeps you out. He has Can. But I just don't think he does enough, like, outside of that. Like, he can hit you and gives you back some damage, but it just isn't enough. Next up is Falco. So Falco's insane. So once Falco gets a hit, it's insane. Like up tilt, drag down there, up tilt, drag down there, up tilt, up air, forward air. Like Falco can have some crazy moments. But then you can also have the moments where Falco is slow on the ground. You can get outranged by a decent amount of characters. His recovery is pretty exploitable. Like it's not super exploitable, but you can still edge guard him fairly well. And Falco upstage by his jump is pretty rough. He does not kill confirm enough tilt back here, but once you're outside of percentage window, it's hard for him to kill. Like if his back throw or up throw like laser hitbox, kill consistently, or you couldn't DI it, he'd be up here at least, but he doesn't have the kill throw. Next up is Pichu. If Pichu wasn't the lightest character in this game, like if Pichu was a midweight, boom, top tier. But he's so incredibly light, that the entire cast can kill him at like 90%, or 80, or even 70, probably 50. It's like, Pichu is so insane. Like he'll hit you and hit you and hit you and kill you, but then you'll just die at like 40. It's just so unfortunate. He's such a volatile character. Alright, next Rosalina. So Rosalina has a lot of tech that's been discovered, but you haven't really been able to put it into practice because of even online. So maybe like once offline comes back, she could be up here somewhere. But as for now, I think Rosalina's around here. Yoshi. And then rounding out my high tier, I have Yoshi. Yoshi's good. He has good mobility. He has egg toss rather. He has Nair. He has good combos. It's just, I think Yoshi's a bit too linear. I don't really think there's not really a lot of ways he can mix up his game. Even then, he's really stubby. A lot of characters can hit him. Can outrange him rather. He does have the armor jump, which is kind of insane. Like I said, every character in high tier up has something insane going for them. It's just it's just that they don't have enough insane things. Alright, moving on to gatekeepers. So the thing with gatekeepers is that they're between a high tier and a top tier. Like I think they're better than the high tiers, but they're not as good as top tiers. And I think they have like one thing against them that really holds them back. And the first one would be Cloud. If Cloud didn't have a garbage recovery, then he'd be so much better. Thank God though. I hated Cloud Smash 4. Smash 4 Cloud is my least favorite Smash character of all time. That character was dummy stupid and dummy good. He had Big Sword and Glowed Blue. In this game, he still has Big Sword and Glowed Blue, but it's toned down. And his recovery is still bad. His character online is probably a top 10 character because just how big his sword is, hard to direct him, so his sword is limited sometimes. But offline, he isn't this great. At least in my opinion. He's still really good. He still has a lot of speed. He can still outrange people. And he can still go aggressive when he needs to. So he's still a really solid character in my opinion. Next up, we have Lucas. Lucas really solid projectile character with some really good combos. But I think his advantage state it can be quite bad sometimes. He's also kind of stubby. So once again, all characters that have range just kind of beat him. He doesn't really have a good way to get around the range. But yeah, Lucas has insane stuff, like the Zare combos. That stuff's really good. He has 3 kill throws. Yeah, I think Lucas is pretty good. Next up, Corrin. Dude, Corrin has had a glow up unlike any other besides... Corrin's had an insane glow up, like, in the past couple months. Like that one forward air buff, where forward air can now combo and like back air and chart like her chart into Dragon Fang shot, made his character a gatekeeper. She also runs fast. She be moving, dude. Corrin has speed. She's moving out here, dude. Corrin's so good now. Corrin's great. Pin isn't as good, but Pin obviously isn't as good as a Smash 4 counterpart, but it doesn't matter when you still have Big Sword. You still have dragon body parts. You still have kill confirms. You still have combos. I think Corrin's pretty good. Next up, Diddy Kong. Another character's been on the rise. Online, I think Diddy Kong's probably a top tier, but I think offline hinders how good his banana is. But yeah, Banana's still really good. He has great combo game. And he has great advantage state. It's just when this character is in disadvantage and off stage, especially, it can be hard for him to come back. I still think he's really good. He has great kill confirms too. Next up, Sonic. So Sonic online might be the best character in the entire game. Offline though, I think he's around here. But Sonic offline can still control the pace of the game extremely well with both spin dashes and his homing attack. The difference is offline, those moves are a lot easier to react to and a lot easier to punish because of it. But Sonic still has combos. He still has great kill moves like forward smash and back air. And he can still run away the entire game. And Sonic can still time characters off for days. Now, I might be jumping the gun a little bit on this one. I think Sephiroth's is pretty insane. Sephiroth has range, he has projectiles, and he shield breaks like no other. Like, him and Byleth are these shield break characters, but Sephiroth's punishes off of shield breaks are insane. I was playing a Sephiroth in bracket, and I shield broke at 10 and I died. It was actually insane to me. And Sephiroth's really good. He has mobility as well. He has a great recovery too. The hitbox is uppy is absolutely absurd. And his visual is really good too. A character I love, Chic. Yes, Chic. I love this character. She's so fast, and her combos are so good, and her kill confirms are consistent enough to the point where she's up here. Now, she can get optimized and be top tier at some point, but for now, I think she's around here. She's so fast, and she has needles too. The fact she has needles means so much for this character. It means she can play defensive, and really have that switch where she can play offensive or defensive whenever she wants to. Yeah, her kill confers being like down to those, like to the drag down up air or like raindrops. I think it's pretty. I think it's consistent enough where she can be up here. Next up, Bowser. So now, I don't understand why people play like Ganondorf or Donkey Kong. Bowser's right here. Bowser really does what these characters do, but infinitely better. He's faster. He has armor. He has tough guy. He has invulnerability on a ton of attacks. He has combos. He has throw combos nonetheless. He has one of the best out of shield options in the game with Whirling Fortress. He has better smash attacks with down smash and up smash. Like I need Ganon and DK players to tell me why they play their characters instead of Bowser. Because Bowser, I feel like Bowser does stuff to these characters too, but a lot better. And Bowser's an actual viable heavyweight to me. Moving on, we have Ike. Ike's pretty insane. He has Big Sword, which combos in other Big Sword decks. It's just I think his disadvantage because his disadvantage is pretty kind of bad for what he is. But his recovery is really good. As long as he has jump, his recovery is really good. And he can just get so many kill conversions with Nair and down tilt, and his up air and his back air kills. He's pretty good. He's a really good sword character. Next up, Samus / Dark Samus. They're extremely scary zoner, but what makes a zoner really good is when they can go on offense. I don't think Samus has what it takes to be offensive. Like her offense is generated whenever she lands a charge shot, and then that's when she goes on the offensive. But she can't just naturally switch to offense whenever she needs to. She has to play a pure defensive game plan, which is very good. She is one of the best defensive characters in the entire game because of charge shot and down B. And her ledge hop is really good too because of her down B as well. Like she can get down B like up tilt or down B charge shot or like down B into down air. Like she has a lot of great stuff she can do at ledge. But her disadvantage state is pretty bad. Her recovery is pretty good. I won't say anything about her recovery, but I like her a lot. I'm glad she's finally viable. This is the first match game where Samus is actually viable. It's an insane to me. I love it. Next up, I have Ness. So Ness can just do whatever the hell he wants. That's what Ness is. Ness has kill power. He has combos. He has projectiles. The only thing that holds Ness back is his lack of range and his recovery. Other than that, he's really good. I think Ness is really good. Next up is Falcon. Falcon with IDJ stuff is insane, but because offline has been the only way to play Smash recently, especially in North America, at least Japan figured something out. Like we just haven't been able to see the theoretical combos like Falcon has. But I'm gonna put enough stock into his ability to just kill whatever percent he wants to. For like Nair 1 to the knees or Raptor Boost to the knees, that I think Falcon's gonna be really good when offline comes back. He's gonna be insane. Like yeah, sure his backdash sucks, but whatever. Alright, next up I have Link. So Link has Bomb, and he can infinite people, which is insane. But when you do that, you have to give up your Bomb, and then your recovery sucks. And then, so to avoid that, you play without Bomb, and you save your recovery. And that Link is probably around here-ish. But with Bomb, he's potentially like up here. Like that's what we're working with. So average it out, and he's about here. He doesn't have very many combos outside of like down for up tilt. Yeah, and he can zone out pretty well. And once again, he just can't be offensive. Like once he just can't naturally be offensive, which is a big revenue for him. Doesn't have great out shield combos either. So it doesn't have great out shield options either. Aside from like back air out shield, but even that is still not great. It's still not great. Next up is Greninja. If Greninja had any sort of out of shield option, he'd be so much better. But he doesn't. He doesn't have a normal grab, so he can't shield grab. He doesn't have any good enough rising arrows out shield to do anything. His up out shield is worthless. So you work him with this aggressive character that goes for aggressive stuff, and then boom. Like, he has mobility, and he has shuriken, so he can be defensive on a moment's notice, which helps him a lot. So he can be like Chic plus, but at least Chic has out of shield options. I think it is really good though. So next up, I think that all these characters are all insane for different reasons, but for different reasons. So Ryu, Ken, and Terry. You could put. I think Terry is a decent bit better than them because of Go. And Go makes him, I think, similar to top of these two. But if you put these three in any order, I wouldn't argue with you. But they all have insane combos. And I think Ryu over Ken is debatable. I think if you want to be a little bit more campy, you play Ryu. If you want to be a little more offensive, you play Ken. I personally like offense, so I like Ken. But yeah, all three of these characters have insane combos that just kill you. Next up, and then our last non-top tier character is going to be Young Link. So Young Link, I think, could be top tier. I was thinking about putting him in top tier, but he's a little too light. He's very mobile and he's very good projectiles, which so he can be offensive and defensive. He has a lot of kill confirms too. You know what? Stupid, but sometimes his recovery is exploitable. And even though he has a better knife for his sword, he can still be outranged by a lot of characters in this game. So yeah. Next up in top tier, first one we do is Olimar. The worst top tier in my opinion. Olimar still really campy. His Pikmin are still insane. He still has really grab stuff. Like, he got nerfed a while ago, but after his shield fix, I think he's about top tier again. I think Olimar's really good. I don't really like Olimar, so I don't really like talking about him, but he's really good. Next up, Mega Man. Mega Man has pellets, he has leaf shield, and he has really good zoning. Like, pellets are so good. They're so good. They're so impressive, too. The up air is really good. He's really good confirms into his up tilt, too. This character's really good. I think Mega Man's really good. Slightly better than Mega Man, I have Pac-Man. Pac-Man has one of the most consistent kill confirms in the game with Bell, and his item game is absolutely insane. The one knock on Pac-Man is that his disadvantage is pretty bad after he uses Hydrant. Like, his recovery's fine. I don't have any problem with that. But Pac-Man getting down after his Hydrant's gone is pretty rough for him. From Orange, we got Min Min. Min Min can control the entire stage. It's pretty insane. But then a lot of characters can get around it, or some characters can get around it, which kind of hurts. But I think Min Min like, theoretically is insane. Like, once again, all of her tech and all of her usage has been in the Wi-Fi era, so we have no idea how good Min Min could be. But I think Min Min's really good. And she's not like, and she's like one of the few zoners. Like, she has just single with this character too, for how mass she seems. I think Min Min's pretty good. Alright, following the nerfs, I think ZSS actually took like a pretty good big plummet. I thought, like, pre-patch, I thought ZSS was a top 10 character, but now I think I'm putting her like in 19th or 20th, which is still really good. That's still top tier. Like, top tier is, for me, like 24 characters, I think. But, so what happens with yours, right? So, the Nair and Uppy buff, so about the Uppy nerfs first. So, Uppy shield got so much worse, so her defense got a little worse. And she also can't combo Uppy. Well, it doesn't really matter, I guess, because once you land a Dare, it doesn't really matter how slow it is, because it's a guaranteed kill confirm. Just means it's gonna be a little faster. The nerf that actually matters here is her Nair. And I've talked about before, like characters like Greninja, or Pac-Man, or Chic, or even Mega Man and Olimar. Like, all these characters can go on the offensive whenever they need to. The ESS can't be offensive anymore, because of her Nair nerf. Her Nair isn't safe on shield anymore. Nair isn't safe on shield anymore. She doesn't get as many combos off it. It's so much more precise, and the moves are so much smaller for like looking for like back air, and for like Nair back air and Nair flip jump. So what this has to do now, she has to play a purely evasive game plan. So what she does now is she uses theirs, she uses neutral bees, and she flip kicks away, and she whittles you down. And when you're shielding, she grabs you. and she looks for the down smash moves. That's all the character does now. And it works, and that playstyle's all very viable. Like, she's probably the best time character in the game, even better than Sonic. But she's still an extremely viable character, and I still think she's really good. And she can still be aggressive, like rising forward or like falling forward, but it's just the nerf hurts really bad in my opinion. Like pre-patch, I thought she was top 10, but now I don't think she's top anymore. Like if you think she's still top 15, I can get down with that. But there's some of the characters I think a bit better than her. Such as Rob. And I know Rob gets juggled, and Rob is only losing matchups. It doesn't matter. Rob is insane. Rob is explosive. Like, Rob has combos for days. It's so dumb, this big, dumb robot has combos for days. Like, down to top, up smash, or, like, top and up smash, or, like, top forward air, side B. Like, and it just kills with 50. And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, Rob can get juggled. His advantage isn't the best. But when he kills you at 50, it doesn't matter. No. Also, his dare is insane. His dare is like 6 frames where the spike hitbox is active, and you can just steer so much of the cast of it. I think Rob's really good. Next up is Inkling. So Inkling still has insane damage output. She still has back air. But outside of up throw, up air, how's this character gonna kill? She's got a fish for roller. And like fish for like fade away smash attack. That's all this character does. Yeah, she can get you up to high percent. What is she gonna do after that? Like out of all the characters in top tier, she probably has the least consistent killing in the killing. It's really rough for her. Like there was a time when Inkling was a top like 5 or 6 character in this game, but now people kind of figure her out, and she's still very good. I love Inkling. She's one of my best characters. I love the SSBU. She's still one of my best characters, but Inkling isn't as good as she used to be. Next up, I think is one of the more overrated characters in the game with Mr. Game Watch. I don't think this character is top 5 or top 10 like people say he is. I think this character has very obvious flaws, which is lack of range, and his light. And he's very, very obvious too. Like, you know what he's gonna do. Like, what he does is obvious, but still very good. So it's hard to sometimes play around it, but you know how to avoid it at least. He's not very mobile, in my opinion. Smash attacks are insane, yeah. And he's gonna kill you at 70 because down smash 4 is not just stupid. But at the same time, you're gonna kill him at 70. It doesn't really matter. He's still very good, don't get me wrong. And Game Watch is still an extremely good character. I don't think he's a top 10 character like people think he is. Next up is Lucina, just consistency here. Like, you know what she's gonna do, you know what she's gonna kill you. And she's mobile enough to camp out too, and to go on offense when she needs to. She's very good. I don't really have anything bad to say about Lucina. Alright, and then, so I have become a main of this character. I am now a Pyra Mythra main, and I think she's right here. So, why is Pyra Mythra here? I was a bit hesitant at first with calling her top tier, but I kind of talked myself into it. And here's why. So, Mythra by herself, where do I think she would be? So, Mythra by herself, I think, is about as good as Chic is. I'll tell you why. So they both go for a lot of hits, and the combos that slowly stack up. And then they both have kill confirms. Like Mythra has kill confirms into Lightning Buster and up smash, while Chic has kill confirms into down smash and up smash. I think Chic's killed a little bit earlier, but still. So I think Mythra would be like probably just below Chic. And then I think Pyra is about, I don't know, it's tough to say about where I think of Pyra, but I think Pyra is just slower Ike with Blazing End. Maybe just slower Shulk without Monado arts. And you put them together, and because they're a swap character, they can cover for each other's weaknesses. Like Mythra's faster, so when you need to move, you go Mythra. Like or when you need to kill, you go Pyra. Like or when you need to vertically horizontally recover, you go Mythra. Or when you need to vertically recover, you go Pyra. Because Pyra snaps the legend like Mythra does. And I know Mythra snaps the ledge when you just don't do the laser. But in the instances where she needs to do laser to get there, Pyra can just get there without doing any of that, just step ledge. Yeah, I think Pyra Mythra is really good. And it's tough to see what characters they struggle with in particular, because Himra has not been fleshed out at all. And this is massive projecting here, putting her like among all these proven characters. So besides Min Min, who I guess isn't that proven. But I think she's very good. Next up, I have Mario. So it might be weird having all these yard sport characters and then putting Mario right here. But I think Mario is that he can play evasive, he can play aggressive, and he can just kill people with random stuff like up air, forward air. Or if like, he has platforms, he can do up air, up B. And he has back air. He has up smash out of shield. He has a good recovery. Like, he's mobile enough to like kind of weave in and out of the sword characters, but see, that's like his only weakness, is lack of range. He's still very good. He's a kill hero too, which really helps him out. I will say that Mario on Yoshi's story is the top 5 character, the top 3 character maybe. Like Mario on Yoshi's story is insane. All right, next up I have Chrom. Chrom does really good damage, really consistently, and he has kill confirms. Like the thing with the thing why I put him up, think he's better than Pyra, Mythra, and Lucina, is that I think he has that these characters don't have kill confirms, though they still have consistent killing. But Chrom has consistent killing and a kill confirm. But that's why he's better. He's also really fast. He doesn't have the great recovery, and that's why he's not a top 10 character to me. But that. And the character that everyone thinks is top 10 besides me is Palutena. Palutena, I struggle between her and like 2 other characters on a top 10 slot. So I think if you think she's top 10, I wouldn't disagree. But post nerf, this is where I think she is. For me, Palutena struggles with aggression quite a bit. So characters like Fox, Roy, Chrom, and Pikachu are really rough for her. And other than Inkling, she has the worst killing out of all the characters here. Like it's hard for her to kill sometimes. Like if you aren't landing it's just back air won't kill. It's like 130. If it's a flame won't kill, it's like 140. Up air won't kill, it's like 120. It's just rough for her to kill sometimes because she just won't get it. And you'll see characters with like 180, 170 against the character. So she's like fit for back air and back throws. She's also pretty floaty, which doesn't help her either. But I think Palutena's really good. The fact that she's so flowcharty, yet flowcharty, and yet can vary her game plan so in so many different ways makes her so good. She's very good. Really go from offense to defense whenever she wants it, so it's incredible. Alright, finally, we enter the top 10. So, who do I think is the 10th best character in this entire game? I think it's Wolf. Wolf is insane. Wolf can play the game however he wants to. He can play aggressive, he can play defensive, he can just laser camp. He has insane advantage state because of up airs. He has really good ledge trap because of up tilts, forward tilts, and back air, and air. The only critique on Wolf is that his recovery isn't the greatest. But even then, he's still up here. Like you can still be a great character without having a bad recovery, without having good recovery. Even then, Wolf isn't that bad. Next up is Fox. People say Fox flex. I don't get it. This character has literally anything you can need in a character. He's fast. He's aggressive. He has kill confirms. He has combos for days. He has great ledge trap because of Nair. His recovery isn't that bad, guys. He can still make it from a far distance. Like the only character, only certain characters can recover can edge guard Fox to death. I think Fox is insane. I've had from day one that Fox is better than Wolf, and I still think that holds up today. So if you had Wolf Fox, I think that's fine. A character I'm higher on than most people is Roy. I think Roy's insane. Roy, I think, is the best aggro character in the entire game. Consistently kills you. Like, he does everything that Chrom does, but better. Because he has better recovery. Like, yeah, he'll have weakness sometimes, but it's so rare, it doesn't matter. he has jab side B like 70. He has actual kill like 100 at the ledge. He has jab back here. Like this character is so fast, and he's just so aggressive, no holds bar. I think Roy is incredible in this game. Alright, coming in 7th place, I have Pokemon Trainer. So the Pokemon individually aren't top tier, but together they cover each other's weaknesses so well. Like Squirtle is, you never have to deal with the weakness of Squirtle being light and his lack of shield power. You have Ivysaur and Charizard. You never have to deal with Ivysaur's lack of offense. You have Squirtle and Charizard. You don't have to deal with Charizard's bad advanced state because you have Squirtle and Ivysaur. You never have to deal with like Squirtle obviously bad power because you have Charizard. These characters can play in so many different ways and have so many different win conditions. It's insane. Whether it be Ivysaur like down throw up air, or up air up B, or Charizard back throw back air, or YOLO Flare Blitz, like this character's insane. Next up, Peach. I think the matchup charts with Peach are laughable. This character does dummy damage and has extreme highs. She does struggle to kill a little bit, but it doesn't. It's not enough to the point. It's not enough. Like it's not as bad as Palu or Inkling, in my opinion. Float is an insane mechanic. Float up air is broken. I think Peach is insane. I have a lot of effective Peach players too. Like I think Peach is a hard character to learn. Alright, entering the top 5, I have Snake. Snake to me is insane. All of his attacks do like 70% apiece. Down air out of shield is 20. Back air to like 18. Up tilt is like 16. And kills at like 110. And it's fast. And anti-airs. Grenades do like 12. And they combo break. And they come on frame 1. I don't get the Snake's not top 10 arguments. This character's insane to me. He camps so well. His killing is so consistent. The Nikita is insane. Snake's really good. Next up, Shulk. So because Shulk hasn't been optimized yet, I don't think he's up here. But Shulk is so close. Shulk forward airing off stage kills half the roster. Not even joking. Shulk has great combos. Well, he's not great combos, he has good enough combos. He has a range. His Monados are insane. Like he has 2 different Monados that can break combos and kill confirms that no other character has. He can smash shot at low percents to get out of combos, and he can run a shield at high percents to get out of multi hits, just kill people, smash out. Like it's insane. The character is so privileged. He might be the most privileged character. He is one of the most privileged characters in the entire game. Behind the top 3. Top three is ridiculous. I think Shulk's insane. I think the Shulk detractors are not seeing how good this character is. Insane range, insane kill power. Like Shulk can just be Shulk can be any playstyle whenever it feels like it. Like going to the big 3. If you guys haven't guessed my top 3 characters yet, then yeah, they're down there. First off, I have Pikachu coming in 3rd place. So I know a lot of people think Pikachu is the best second character game. I'm a bit lower on Pikachu because Pikachu has great combos. He has great combos. Like Pikachu is an insane character. I think the big 3 are a decent bit ahead of like a solid bit ahead of these characters. Pikachu can play offensively because his combos are insane. He can play defensively because his defense is insane. Because his evasion is insane. Because his recovery is insane. He has kill confirms. He has a kill throw. He has a strong dash attack. It's insane. But I think that there are 2 mechanics that bunch tiers above him push Pikachu to the side a little bit. First one being Wario. Wario Waft is dumb. I hate Waft. When you look at Wario, you can be like, okay, I'm playing a 2-stock game. Like imagine, okay, here's how dumb Waft is put in perspective. So Wario has good enough evasiveness and good enough camping and a good enough kit to the point where you are going to be landing a Waft every game. If you're not, you're just messing up or you're not using Waft correctly. His setups in the Waft are way too consistent. Between up air, up tilt, up air Waft, or like Nair Waft, or you can do some other stuff. He's like giving you a bike walk too. Like it's just his subs are too consistent. Like yeah, he doesn't have to guard it. His range is the best, but his air mobility is so good that it doesn't really matter. He has bite to command grab. And because of Wasp and how consistent it is, you're playing a 2-stock game against Wario. You guys said it before. Like imagine, so here's how I look at Wario. So imagine that Wario can't use Wasp, but he gets 3 stocks, and his opponent has 2 stocks. And if Wario's kit, do you think he could win that game? Against every character in the cast, I think he wins. Except for one. I think consistently, I think he wins. Like, that's just how I look at it. But there's one character that has one mechanic that I think is even better than Wasp. That's Arsene. Arsene Joker is insane. If you play it right, you can get 2 Arsenes a stock. Wario's lucky if he gets 2 off a game. There's so many kill confirms Joker has with or without Arsene. His mobility is insane. He is probably the second most evasive character behind ZSS. Pikachu's third for those gears. And Shulk's probably fourth. You can jump out. He has a good projectile. He has gun down beacons, or gunny games rather. His recovery is good, and so you can mix it up too. His kill confirms as base Joker are insane. Like, base Joker, probably like here. He's better than Chic. Or probably just maybe let me tell you what, but with Arsene, that puts him over the top. The fact you can get 2 Arsene to stock if you play it right, insanely. Arsene is broken. You can get things like Arsene, with Arsene you can get like things like fair ones, like up smash, you can get down air up smash, you can just back air someone 80 and they die. Arsene's done. His side B is huge. Something I like. And he gets Carcon and Metrocarn too. I played Persona 5, so hopefully I can mess this up. I love Persona 5. Persona 5 Roy is my favorite game. Yeah, back air is really good. Yeah, I don't think people will disagree with me putting Joker number 1. Yeah, I think Joker, Wario, Pikachu are the best characters in the game, and by a decent chunk. Shulk could be up there one day for them, but I don't think that day is today. Yeah, that's gonna do it. That's my full tier list. Every character is worthy of tiers. If you disagree, that's fine. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this. I think tier lists are really interesting topic to talk about, and I love that I'm getting back into Smash. I love Smash Bros. I hope that I'll be able to make waves too with Pyra. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I know this is an incredibly long video, but I'll see you guys next time.